Today on Ballistic Barbecue, I am going to be cooking up 2 Asian-inspired Wagyu sandwiches, and each one of these sandwiches is costing me less than $5 a piece. Let's get going. And here's that meat. I have 2 packages of American Wagyu. These are from Snake River Farms, but I bought these at a local Korean market. For those of you in San Diego, Zion Market on Claremont Mesa Boulevard. I went in there for inspiration and I found it right here. This package here contains beef belly. Basically comes from the plate area on the cow. And this is what they're calling beef rib fingers. That's the meat between the bones of the ribs. And I'm assuming they're beef back ribs. So these are American Wagyu. You can see this belly is very, very fatty. The fingers are a little bit more lean and a little thicker. So this belly is definitely going to cook very, very quickly. And again, portioning these, I paid around $8 a pack, so $16 for both of these. I portioned them out on my scale as far as each individual serving. And this is costing me, as far as meat's concerned, about $4 per sandwich for the meat. The other ingredients are pretty, they're not very expensive. So after the sandwich is done, I'm going to top it with a really cool Asian-inspired glaze that I am going to make in front of you right now. We're going to kick this glaze off with 1/2 cup of honey ginger tea. Here is that honey ginger tea in a jar. I found this again at Zion Market, wandering around, walking through the tea aisle, and I saw these jars, and it looks like a jam. But this is actually like a concentrated, kind of a reduced tea. And again, this is honey ginger. It has shreds of real ginger in here, fresh ginger. And it's really, really good. Basically what you do if you wanted tea is mix a few, like 3 teaspoons of this with hot water. And it makes a really, really good tea. And I was thinking this is going to make a really, really good sauce, a good glaze. And to this, I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of soy sauce. That's just going to provide a little bit of savoriness to this, and some salt. Again, I'm trying to tone down the sweetness of this tea. The next thing I'm going to add is this. It's called chili shabu suki sauce. It's a red chili sauce. This is made in Thailand, so it's Thai. And it has a heat that bites you right off the bat, but it goes away really, really quickly. And it's got a little sweetness to it, but it's not too sweet. And I won't be measuring this. Looks like about a teaspoon or so of this. And if I need more, I'll add more. All right, let's get this mixed up. And there we are. You can see those shreds of ginger in here. Let me give this a try. Yeah. That's what I wanted. I want it to be a little bit more savory, a little salt, and it's definitely toned down. So just the right amount of sweetness and heat too. This is good. All right, I have the griddle preheated. Let's make some sandwiches. Running the griddle medium high, low right here just to keep things warm. First things first, this meat's going to cook really fast, so I want to get a couple things done before I get that meat on, just to make sure everything's, the timing wise, is in order. This is some Wagyu beef tallow, a couple slices, very thinly sliced, Asian pear. To this I'm going to add some nice raw honey. A little cinnamon, and some fresh ground black pepper. We'll get these off to the warming side. They'll continue to cook a little bit, but just nice and slow. These are sweet Hawaiian rolls, split top. These are not King's Hawaiian. They're not quite as sweet as the King's Hawaiian. Get these toasted here. I'm going to get a little bit more fat on the griddle. Mainly for those fingers, they just don't have quite as much fat as those bellies did, or do. Those fingers down. With a little salt and pepper. Push these off to the cooler side now. Put the beef belly down. A little salt and pepper. And I'm expecting these to probably curl a little bit. All right. Let's make a sandwich. First thing I'm going to do is lay down some sesame leaves. Sesame leaves are used to basically as a meat wrapper. You see these a lot in the Korean restaurants, and really good. If you eat this alone, like if I was just to take a bite out of this, the initial flavor is a bitterness. It hits you with the bitterness. The bitterness goes away really quickly. Then it's replaced with sort of a fennel kind of a flavor. It's really good. That down, and we'll start building our sandwich. Those rib fingers, then that beef belly. Now we'll add that glaze. This stuff smells amazing. This gingery smell combined with the meat fat smell I'm smelling right now, magic. Now we'll lay down the Asian pear. I slice some red onion like paper thin. I love red onion a lot more than I used to, but the way I like to have it is very, very thinly sliced, and it just provides that kind of sharpness that you like, that you get out of a red onion, but it also tones down that sharpness so it's not as bitey. You know, and it still gives you that nice kind of a fresh crunch, you know, that cool, fresh crunch. So that's the way I like to do it. Like I said, I am now a fan of red onions, where I used to kind of avoid them. I really like them now. So this is it. Now, this is where I was struggling with, should I put something on the top bun? You know, there's a lot going on here. Should I put a mayo on or not? And I just decided, no, I'm not going to go with mayo. I think there's a lot going on in that on the top of this sandwich, you know, with that pear and then the glaze and everything. So we're just going with toasted buns. And here we are. I have no name for these sandwiches. What do I call them? I probably should have thought of this before I shot the video. Asian-inspired Wagyu sandwich. There you go. These look good. These Hawaiian buns are really, really good. They're not, again, they're not King's Hawaiian. They're made by, I got them at the grocery store, Artisanal Bread Company or something like that. But they're sweet, but not as sweet as the King's Hawaiian. They're really, really good. They look kind of cool too. Got a nice mid-rare on the on those fingers. Initially, I was a little concerned that those fingers were going to pull straight out, you know, once you bite into it. But they're really, really tender, and it's just getting a nice clean bite. So that's cool. That glaze would kill on some pork ribs. So here are my thoughts. First of all, starting from the bottom up, I am really happy with the choice to use the sesame seed leaves. Again, it gives you that just initial slight bitter flavor, but then it turns more, I mean, the best way for me to describe it is more like a fennel kind of a flavor. But, you know, everything I did to the sandwich, I was trying to kind of, I wanted it to work with that glaze and tone the glaze down so that it wouldn't take away any of the spotlight from the meat. And that's exactly what it did. It's just providing a little more of a not sweet flavor. The glaze is really, really good. It's exactly what I wanted. It's not too sweet and it's not too hot. Me personally, again, I make a lot of my sauces with my wife in mind. I could take a little bit more heat in there, but the way it is, it's really, really good, and it would rock some pork spare ribs or some baby backs. The pear, I'm really happy with that, and I love Asian pears. So they're very, very crisp. I mean, like an apple crisp. So this softened them up, and it still, you know, has that nice Asian pear flavor. But I added some honey and then some black pepper. Again, I'm kind of trying to contradict flavors. So I wanted, you know, that kind of sweet tartness of the Asian pear. We'll sweeten it up a little bit more with some honey, and you're getting that honey flavor, which is not just like a sugar flavor. And then, you know what, I'm going to slap the honey right in the face with some black pepper, and it's a nice effect. Again, you're getting the sweetness, but then you're also getting that black pepper flavor, which is good. And again, the same reason I went with those red onions was just to tone everything down. You're getting that nice kind of a peppery bite, but it's not overwhelming because I didn't put a lot of the red onion on here, and the red onion that is on there is paper thin. So the big question for me is the top bun. I opted not to do anything with it, and obviously honestly, I think it would have benefited from like some Japanese mayo on there. I think would have just capped everything off perfectly. So if I were to do this again, and I will do this again just for us, I'm definitely going to add like some Kewpie mayo to that top bun. But the beef fingers, I mean, I love beef back ribs, so it's a given. And the belly was really, really good. I think if I were to do this again, I would probably use just one of these meats, like either a ton of those little pieces of the beef belly or a ton of the fingers. But it still was, they played together very well. Those beef fingers, you know, they were, you know, it was American Wagyu, so it was well marbled. And then the contribution that the belly made was just more fat. So you got more of that delicious Wagyu fat flavor going on in the sandwich. So it was good, man. Good. But other than the mayo, I don't think I'd change anything. I'm happy with this. Anyway, thank you for stopping by. If you're new to the channel or you haven't subbed yet, please consider hitting that sub button. Thumb it up if you like it. Ring the notification bell. I'll see you on the next video. Keep those requests coming in. I have my email down in the description box. And also, if you really want to help out channels, not just mine, but any channel, leave a comment. I'll see you on the next video. Cheers.